Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction and review for Boku no Hero Academia Chapter 155. So yeah, this one is actually titled, hold on, let me find it really quick. Chapter 155, Saviors, Rescuees, and a Hero's Whereabouts. So actually, from hearing that, hopefully this arc is about to end, since maybe some Saviors and Rescuees are coming in. Maybe all of, Tamaki, if he's able to move, Fat Gum, same, the girls from the beginning, maybe if they all come in and help Izuku and end this arc, that'd be pretty great, because, yeah, at this point I'm just waiting for them to, finish out this storyline, really. It feels like for the past, 10 chapters or so, things have been good, but relatively, I don't know, it feels like things are moving pretty slowly. It seems like we're almost getting the same thing. We're ending the week the same way we started the week a lot of the time. So, hopefully we get some progress this week, and we'll see what goes down. So, where am I? We know all about you, the Erasure Hero Eraserhead, Aizawa in Darkness. During the course of our research on Eddie, your quirk was a great reference. As to why I isolated you without killing you, well, that's because there's value in letting you live. The erasure of quirks, to him, it's a very attractive power. Don't bother. It's impossible right now. You can't even move as fast as a snail. But I'm sure you're worried about your friends, huh? Hari Kurono. Kurono, really? So that's chronostasis. Okay, moving along. Of course, there's fan art. Moving along. We'll get to the chapter eventually. Here we are. Why is he so Bishonen? Quirk, chronostasis. He extends his clock needle-like hair in a straight line to attack his foes. Anything hit by them will have its movement slowed. However, unless he himself isn't moving, he can't extend his needles. Okay. Right now, you've been cut by the hour hand, so for 1 hour you'll be stuck in that state. Once he's decided on something, nothing can stop him. I've got no clue how much you know, but Eddie, the boss's daughter. Okay, reading this translator note. Okay. He'll use anything and everything for the sake of his objective. That's the kind of man Overhaul is. Right. I haven't touched the pieces. Okay, hold on. I haven't touched the pieces of the ground that were broken into fragments, so he's using that as his wall. Thinks, Chisaki. How cunning. And he goes in for another attack on Izuku with the, earth. I can gauge the timing of the disassembly, but I can't dodge them all, thinks Izuku. And then, looks like he goes crashing into the ground. Yeah, everything crashes into him. Endure it until you win. Chisaki isn't going to let up. Then he dodges back away from a grab, kicks off the ceiling. He won't give up Eddie, even if it kills him. It can't take too much time. Even if he accumulates damage, he can simply repair it. Finish it with one strike to the head. Manchester Smash. And did he just kick the man's head off? He goes for this massive heel kick to the back of the head, straight down. Alright. And he dodged. Wow. Wow. No matter how fast you are. And he grabs the earth around him. Compared to the first two, the approach of your movements is straightforward and easy to see. And then we see blood spraying. And we cut over to Mirio. I need to take Eddie away to safety, even if it's only a little bit. Not yet. It all depends on me. This is nothing. Gotta show my power. I'm still good. And then he thinks of, okay, so he thinks of seeing Sir Night-Eye getting all torn up by those spikes, so I guess that did actually happen, and it wasn't just Night-Eye seeing the future. Move, Lemillion. His spirit, which had been continually strained, was on the verge of tearing apart, and he collapses. My vision is My body won't move. The bleeding has stopped, but I've lost too much. Stand up, get up, move. Eddie, you need to hide and wait for the others to come. There are dozens of people on their way, all to save you. Eddie, everything's fine. You'll be fine, Eddie. So if both Mirio and Night Eye die, man, that's gonna suck, but it makes sense for their characters, I guess. So, honestly, although it's true I can repair things, it hurts quite a bit when they're disassembled. I've had enough of this. And then Izuku is hurt. He's got a spike stabbing through his right arm. Oh, and his left ankle, it looks like. Not yet. If the ground hadn't been smashed and reduced to tiny pieces, he'd have ended it with those huge spires. Ah, Lemillion held on the same way. The latent strength of a human who refuses to give in is not to be made light of. And because you're on the verge of death, you'll become prime bait. Because of you, I had to die again. Is this what you wanted? Eddie, he yells out. She's at her limit. She doesn't have an ounce of stamina remaining. We see a flashback. I see, in that case, it's about time to reset and try again. So, of course, thinking about how he constantly reset her injuries and then they tore her apart again. That's not what I wanted, she says, running back in. Why? Stay away, says Izuku. Yes, stay away. Eddie, you need to stay with Tagata. Eddie, do you think this boy can overcome this situation on his own? Says Chisaki. No. In that case, what is it that you should do? Come back, and in exchange, Eddie, you need to fix everyone back to normal. Indeed, rather than others getting hurt because of you, it's much easier for only you to be the one that gets hurt. You may have momentarily placed your hopes on Lemillion, but that fleeting hope that had begun budding within him is broken now, or has been broken now. Have you realized it yet? Your actions were the cruelest possible thing you could have done to Eddie, and for that, you are unwanted. I still believe that Mirio should have been the one to inherit One for All. Midoriya, it can't be changed. We won't be able to take Eddie into our protection. And he's thinking of things that Night Eye had said. I saw it. The future in which both you and I will be killed and Chisaki will escape. Okay. Even so. Even if you think it's none of my business. You were crying. No one will die today. I will save you. Midoriya, no matter what you say, you... And then he looks up. And of course, finally, yes, we have the girls busting in. We have Ryukyu, Asui, and Uraraka. Suddenly, Team Ryukyu comes dropping in. The tides of battle could the tides of battle be changing? Right on target. Ribbit. And of course, this takes away a little bit of emotion from that scene, but I am so glad it did because I just kind of want them to hurry up and finish the arc. Hurry up and take down Chisaki. And they took out this giant robot-looking thing on the way in, looks like. That's interesting enough. Alright, so good. The girls are finally here. They kind of got shafted early in this arc when we saw the fights of every other character, but we didn't see their fight. So maybe we'll start off next chapter with a flashback of that, and it'll lead up to how they came crashing in. I think that's usually how it's done in Boku no Hero Academia, but this arc has been weird in general. Like the whole thing with Sir Night Eye's death, or possible death, is, like last week it was just so weird and vague that like you couldn't tell if he was seeing the future or if it actually happened or what he was talking about, because a lot of it was, there was one line in particular that was a massive contradiction. Like when they were hyping up that Night Eye saw something, they were like, ever since he saw All Might's death, he hasn't used his power to look more than into the immediate future, or more than like a minute or something into the future. And we already know that that's a complete lie, because he just used his power not even 20 chapters ago probably to watch that guy go back to the base and everything. So, I mean, and we saw that he had used his power on Izuku. It wasn't Izuku, was it? But somebody he said he should have used his powers on when they went patrolling. I think it was either Izuku or Mirio. So we know that that just 100% isn't true. So that line doesn't make any sense, given that we've already seen that he will use his power more than a minute ahead of time. So I guess the big thing here is that they need to try to save Aizawa. Like, other than trying to save Aizawa, I think Ryukyu and them, the tides have turned to where they can finally take down Chisaki. They got a number advantage, and even without the number advantage, I thought Izuku was doing pretty well. I mean, Chisaki's OP as hell, but Izuku was still handling it very well. Chronostasis has a really cool design, though, I gotta say. With the mask off, I'm just scrolling back through to see if there's anything else to discuss. He's got a really cool design. So, in the fight, I think it was really cool, because we see the sort of strategy here where they're each trying to keep a certain amount of distance from each other, but Izuku's a melee specialist. Now, I think what would have made a lot of sense for Horikoshi to do for this is Izuku should have, I don't know if this would have worked if he can disassemble things this way, but like, I imagine, what if Izuku was just throwing rocks at him? Shouldn't he be able to throw rocks like faster than bullets or something? Wouldn't that have been a better strategy than what Izuku was doing? But I like the way the strategy did play out, where Chisaki was keeping his distance to stay out of the melee range and using those spikes of earth to attack, and Izuku was attacking the ground purposefully to break it apart so that the spikes were separated and wouldn't be able to be affected by his quirk and come at him anymore. So there was a really good strategy in the fight between the two of them. It was well thought out. So, and yeah, like when I said that it wasn't an emotional enough enemy for Izuku, it was more of a Mirio enemy, I think if Night Eye really did die, that kind of makes it even more of a Mirio enemy, less of an Izuku enemy. Because Izuku didn't really know Mirio and Night Eye for that long at this point. So, I don't know. I like how he mentions, though, compared to the first two, Izuku is kind of just, his movements are basic. So he kind of, it shows Izuku is, just not as experienced as the other two. So, then Mirio, possibly dying, telling Eri to run along. Eri runs back and says, you know, please heal them, and in exchange I'll stay with you, because he's manipulated her to that point. And we see from his speech, or Chisaki's speech, that he's still manipulating her, saying that, you know, it's easier for her to suffer than for them, and sort of making her feel guilty for them trying to come save them. So it's all been a big manipulation play by Chisaki here. Okay, moving along. Anything else? Nope, then we just have the girls busting in at the end, and good, finally, please, just take down Chisaki, just end this arc, please. So, hopefully they can take down Chisaki and find Aizawa. So, hopefully that goes down, because if Aizawa gets kidnapped and we have to do an Aizawa rescue arc, I mean, I wouldn't actually be complaining, depending on the team and the setup of that arc, but we'll see how things go. Because right now it seems like Chisaki's more likely to be taken down than Chronostasis, because Chronostasis is off in safety somewhere, whereas Chisaki is being faced with quite the group of heroes. Oh yeah, shouldn't Nejire be in there as well? Did I miss her somewhere? Nah, I don't see Nejire. Okay, I wonder where she is. She was with them at the very beginning when they attacked, wasn't she? And she stayed outside with the rest of the girl team? Huh, maybe that'll be explained next chapter when we see, presumably when we see what leads up to this. So, either way, that's some discussion and my thoughts on everything that went on here. But, either way, if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this chapter, what you thought of my thoughts and reaction to it. Subscribe for more Boku no Hero Academia, both, well, manga for now, anime when it comes back, but anime and manga videos here. Yeah, I just said subscribe. Follow on Twitter if you want. I'll try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. And if you want a link to our Discord server to discuss stuff there with the rest of us, just ask and I'll give you one. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.